Homelessness. I see it every day, you see it every day. It needs to be addressed. Did you know that there are over 560,000 homeless people in our country? A quarter of these are children, some are veterans, some are over the age of 50, some are females, and some are males. 71% even had homes once. Bottom line, it is definitely an issue. As I said before, there are so many homeless children. 34% of all the homeless population are under the age of 24 years old. 450,205 homeless children are unaccompanied and have to survive on their own.
People that are doing this work really hard, and they're like angels, okay? They go out in the field and they talk to these kids, and sometimes you get some kids to come in and sometimes you don't. These homeless kids hide, so it's hard to get a count, but we need a real count.
Not only are there homeless children, but many are veterans, females, transgender, mentally ill, and physically disabled. If you see here, almost half of the sheltered homeless population are single adult men. The rest are a combination of families, females and children. Again, these are just the sheltered ones. So many are still unsheltered. Looking at the broader picture, more than half of the homeless people in the world are in the United States. Racial-wise, 81% of homeless people are African American or Black. Have you ever been asked, any spare change helps? Well, I have. And most of the times you think, oh, I was saving these $3 for my Starbucks. I guess I'll just have to ignore. When homeless people are ignored, it starts to create feelings of depression and isolation. This is when it gets serious, and homeless people actually even start to think of suicide. These are the top 3 homeless states in the U.S. In third place is Florida, with 31,359 homeless people. Second place is New York, with 77,430 homeless people. And in first place is California, with 136,826 homeless people. That's a lot. You might ask yourself, how do you become homeless? Well, there are many reasons why you would become homeless. Some people even are homeless by choice. The largest reason why someone would be homeless is by the incredibly expensive housing. Also, the lack of ability to get a more well-paying job. For example, mental illness plays a huge part in this. If you're mentally ill, you most likely won't be able to get a good job. Luckily, some businesses are now employing more mentally ill people. Some people become addicted to drugs and use all of their money for drugs, resulting in not being able to pay house bills and end up homeless.
Well, it does. So we're a social justice entity. Obviously, we were founded based on the church, the Methodist Church, but we've created this foundation, which is what I work for. So there's the church and the foundation.
Yeah.
The foundation does the meals program, which it's obviously most known for. We have recovery circles, shelter reservations, a legal clinic to help people with issues from wide ranges of evictions to, wrongful incarcerations, whatever that might be. Men's groups, women's groups that are anger management or domestic violence. 3 permanent housing buildings. So it's kind of a one-stop shop for whatever an individual would need. If you're an individual that might have burned bridges or have nowhere else to go and have gotten to a point where you don't have anywhere, we try to be that open door place that's always there to meet people where they are. Somewhere between 22 and 2,400 trays of food a day, between 3 meals. We do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and we have prep shifts in between. So look at yourself and kind of admit these truths, and find our own flaws and work on them. So I think God's kind of transforming to be willing to kind of look in those spots that might be uncomfortable and go to those places that we don't want to go to always, and just be a more honest person.
So as you heard, not everyone just watches more and more homeless suffer. There are many people who have organizations that are helping so much. For example, there are churches, schools, fundraisers, and groups that host feedings and shelters for homeless people. How will we address this issue? Fundraisers, coin drives, food drives, clothing drives, volunteer work? What can we do? How are we going to pay for all of these solutions? The cost of one meal is $2.49. Multiplied by all of the homeless people means that it costs $1,245,000 to just feed one meal to every homeless person. Who's going to pay for this? Donators? Government? Taxes? Us? Who?
Even if it's as simple as giving somebody a meal today, that's helping in the short term. So I think everybody that comes through finds something that's helpful.
Well, on another note, you don't need to try to do the impossible. It's the little things that count. Just do it. Use these words as motivation to do something for someone in need. Even smiling to someone can brighten their day. Just get involved. We've been there all along. We've been saying the problem is not solved. Cecil Williams, founder of Glide Memorial Church. Remember, as long as you have a roof over your head, food on your table, and clothes on your back, you have a good life. Be thankful that you're not in that kind of situation, and when you remember, try to put yourself in their shoes.